Hey yo guys, what is up? MTG is back here with the video. In today's video, we are looking at a Pauper deck that is a Rainbow Tron deck. So I figured we haven't done a Pauper deck before, so why not do it? Today, the setup's going to be a little bit different. Usually I have the camera pointing at me, and then I have my iPad to read off cards to you guys. Today, we're just going to be looking on a deck list. I do not take responsibility for creating this deck. I'm just pretend like I'm the mailman. I'm delivering the deck list to you. Right here at MTG Earns Live. Nope, I'm just kidding. We're not live. This is MTG News, though. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're gonna, wait, this is meant to be at the end. I should know this by now. That's awkward. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna be doing a crazy challenge. I think tomorrow or Tuesday. So you're gonna want to keep, stay tuned for that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss that video. It's gonna be crazy. I'm probably gonna be in some pain, and you guys will probably laugh your butts off. So yeah. Anyways. Let's hop right into this video. Today, like I said, we were looking at a bit of a interesting Tron Rainbow Pauper deck. I don't play a ton of Pauper, but I play enough of Pauper to like know that it's fun, and I actually do play it sometimes. So let's hop right into this. Today, why do I keep saying today? What are you doing? What are you doing, Anderson? Okay. Anyways, creatures. Let's start off there. That seems like a good spot to start off. So we have, of course, this. You can play it however you want. You don't have to use this exact deck list, but this is just a kind of a setup for you guys, so that you guys, if you want to try and build the deck, you can, and you can kind of change stuff around as you wish. So the first thing we have is one Dinrova Horror. It's a 4, a blue, and a black. It's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Then that player discards a card. So it's kind of slowing them down by discarding a card, and you're also bouncing bouncing anything back to their hand. You could bounce a land back even. So it's a pretty crazy card. It's pretty good in Pauper. Oops, I just clicked on the card. We don't want to actually do that. Okay. Mnemonic Wall, for a blue 0/4 defender. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, and you'll see why that is crazy in just a minute here. 4 Mole Drifters, 4 and a blue 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Invoke for 2 and a blue. I'll let you read what Invoke is if you don't already know. Pretty crazy card draw. Really, that's what this is majorly for. You want that card advantage over your opponent. Oh, I just clicked on it again. God darn it! Stop clicking on the cards. Okay. All right, here we go. Stonehorn. I still don't know how to say this. Whatever. 3 and a white, 1/4. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent skips his or her next combat phase. So you can already tell why that's insane. So you have one of those. You can definitely have more if you wish. Our last creature is going to be Ulamog's Crusher. It's an 8-drop, 8/8. When it Inhaliator 2. Once again, I'll let you read what that is if you don't already know. And it attacks each combat if able. Basically, you're just making your opponent sacrifice a ton of creatures. It's pretty crazy stuff, and it's a quick way to get your opponents to just completely get wrecked on like turn 4. And you'll see why it can come out in turn 4 momentarily. Expedition Map. This is actually a common. I think it's crazy as a common. 4 of these. It's a 1-drop for 2 and tap it and sacrifice it. Sorry if you hear any background noise. There's a lawnmower outside, and I'm kind of getting pissed off about it, but it's fine. Search your library for a land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. As you can see, I'm not going to talk about these yet, but we have all the Urza lands, so that's good to be able to search for a land that we need and put it into our hand. 4 Prophetic Prism for 2 colorless. Enter the battlefield, draw a card, so more just card advantage to be able to cycle through your deck as fast as possible. 1 and tap it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it's good for mana fixing, and it's great for card draw. 1 Simic Signet, we have one of these, like I said. 2 colorless, 1 and tap it to add a blue and a green. So pretty good little mana ramp action there. 1 Capsies, moving on to instants here. This is the fancy version. You don't need this version. This is just the coolest version in some people's opinions. Capsies is 1 and 2 blue, buyback for 3. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, so another like slow down your opponent card basically is what that is for. Condescend, X and a blue. Counter target spell on this controller plays X. Basically, by the time you're playing this, your opponent probably won't have a chance. Or you could just play it for 2, and your opponent has to pay 1. If they're tapped out, they can't do that. So, it's pretty good stuff. And then you get to scry 2, and I'll let you read that if you don't know what it does. 2 crop rotations. 1 green. As an additional cost to cast crop rotation, sacrifice a land. Search your library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So this is helping us get those Urza lands out onto the battlefield when we need them. Forbidden Alchemy, 2 and a blue, instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard, and flashback for 6 and a black. This is basically just helping you get the cards you need out of your deck so that you can hopefully win the game. Next up, we have Ghostly Flicker, 2 of these, 2 and a blue. Exile 2 target artifact, creatures, and or lands you control. Then return those cards to the battlefield under your control. Then return them. Yeah. So, you might be wondering, well, why do you need this? This is going to be helping us get stuff, one, untapped if you do lands, so you can do stuff even more. And then artifacts, you're also going to be able to untap them. And same with creatures. So it's just good to be able to have that in the deck. Moment's Peace, for 2 of these, you want 1. Sorry, I just mixed it up. For 1 and a green, you want 2 of these. That's what I meant to say. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn, kind of like Fog, but the common version. Flashback for 2 and a green, so just helping you slow down your opponent to make the game last a little longer, because that's what you might need when it comes to this deck. 2 Mystical Teachings, 3 and a blue. Search your library for an instant card or a card with flash. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. 5 and a black. So this is helping us also cycle through the deck to find what we need to be able to win the game. 2 Pulse of Marasa, 2 and a green. Return target creature or land card from your graveyard to its owner's hand. From a graveyard to its owner's hand. It's going to be your graveyard to your hand, basically. And then you gain 6 life. So it's a good way to gain some life if you're low, if you're playing like a burn deck. And you're also able to return stuff that you need back to your hand if anything died or you got a land blown up or something like that. We have, moving on to sorcerers here, we have 1 Compulsive Research. For 2 and a blue, target player draws 3 cards, then that player discards 2 cards unless he or she discards a land card. So we can actually combo this off with Pulse of Marasa to kind of get back what we need. So you could discard that land card and get it back. 3 Reap and Sow. Sorry, I can't read apparently. That's not new here. If you've ever seen a video here before where I have to read stuff, it never goes well, which is basically every video. Like I was saying, 3 Reap and Sow, 3 and a green. Choose 1, destroy target land, or search your library for a land card. Put that card into play, then shuffle your library. Entwine for 1 and a green. What is happening? Okay, it just suddenly okay, it's just gonna reload the page. Whatever. That was weird. So that is that. Reap and Sow, pretty good card for Pauper. Now moving on to lands, this is where this deck gets a little bit more expensive, but not that bad because still common stuff. Bajuka Bog, the most expensive card in here. Bajuka Bog enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard and tap it to add a black. So this is helping you deal with any sort of graveyard hate, basically. 1 island, we're gonna know what that is. 1 Painted Bluff. This isn't Rainbow Tron, by the way. I think I said that at the beginning. There's no red in here. Actually, that's a lie. Yes, there is. Jesus, I am just off my game today. Painted Bluffs, it's plural. Tap it to add a colorless to your mana pool. 1 and tap it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So pretty good stuff there. 1 Remote Island, enters the battlefield tapped, add a blue to your mana, or tap to add a blue to your mana pool, or you can cycle it for 2. Thornwood Falls basically comes to the battlefield tapped. You gain a life, and it can tap for a green or a blue. You're going to have 2 of those, and then you're going to have 1 Tranquil Cave, which is the same thing as Thornwood Falls. And then this is where the Tron thing really is at. So Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Tower, you're going to have 4 of each of these. This is really what you're wanting your major land base to be. Urza's Mind allows you to get a ton of mana, or the Urza lands allow you to get a ton of mana by your 3rd turn if you can play it right. Urza's Mind, Power Plant, and Tower, they all tap to add 1 colorless to your mana pool. If you control all 3 of the Urza lands, you add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool instead. So they tap for 6 total instead of 3. Or 2 instead of 1. Yeah, you get my point. Cave of Temptation, add a colorless mana. 1 and tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. You can have 4 of these, by the way. 4 and tap it to sacrifice it. Put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. Activate this ability only at any time you could cast a sorcery. Basically, you're going to have this for mana fixing. You're not really going to use that 2+1/+1 counter thing, but it's definitely there if you need it. In our sideboard, we have 3 of the Stronghold Dignitaries. I think that's how you say it. Still not sure. So 3 of these. A good way to just slow down your opponent. We already read that, so I'm not going to go over that again. Ancient Grudge, we have 1 in a red. Destroy target artifact, so a good way to destroy if you're playing other Tron decks or anything. Flashback for a 1 green. Circle of Protection, red. 1 in a white. 1 for 1, it's an enchantment. For 1, it prevents all damage against you from a red source. If a source does damage to you more than once in a turn, you must pay 1 for each time to prevent the damage. So pretty good way to kind of slow down a red burn deck or completely eradicate. Next up, we have 3 Hydroblasts. For 1 green, it's a Interrupt, which is the old version of an instant. Counter target spell if it is red, or destroy target permanent if it is red. So good, just more ways to destroy that red deck that you're playing against. Pyroblast for 1 red, counter target spell if it is blue, or destroy target permanent if it is blue. So just like Hydroblast, but the other way around. So if you're playing a control deck, that is helpful. And finally, we have Serene Heart. 1 in a green, destroy all local enchantments. All enchantments, basically, is what that means. So that is it. That is it for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys get some, you might play with this deck a little bit. It's definitely a fun deck to fool around with. And yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. So if you guys enjoyed, please drop a like I said, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you stay tuned because this challenge video is going to be insane. I'm kind of regretting wanting to do it, but I'm still going to do it because it's going to be hilarious. So that is it. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys later. This is when you're supposed to cut the video. Okay. Yep. Yep. This is awkward. All right. Bye, guys.